We fixing to make this town real smoking.
EVO this year is going to be absolutely massive. For a fact, it will be one of the biggest tournaments to ever take place. And not just in terms of fighting games, but in esports as a whole. But before we talk about EVO, first, subscribe to the channel. Second, I want to tell you guys a little bit about multiverses.
We're not interested in that. No. We don't get motivated by that. We don't get inspired by it.
There's a tournament that recently concluded, and it was kind of showcasing the top 8 for that tournament. As you will see, everyone is playing Iron Giant. When you look at a post like this and you think about Tekken, I mean, we really don't have it that bad. You know, of course, Yoshimitsu is very powerful, Fang is very powerful, Dragunov, Alyssa, but at least you don't see 10 of them in top 8. Pokimane is a co-owner of EVO. Yes, the Pokimane who was just in the Mr. Beast video. She was doing it alongside Lily Pikachu, another huge content creator and also a even bigger fan of Tekken.
I really fuck with your bonnet.
Oh no, I feel like a baddie when I go to sleep. Like,
You be a baddie.
Currently, Pokimane is doing this charity auction where whoever bids the highest price can play a game with her. I don't know for how long or the details, but the top donor so far gave up $500,000. This is just the power of Pokimane, and using her empire that she built up, she teamed up with another person who are both co-founders of RTS. It's basically a talent management and brand consulting firm. They partnered with Sony and they bought EVO back in like 2023 or 2022, right? So that's how Pokimane came to be one of the co-owners of EVO. And since her buying it, a lot of people have said that it got better and better and better each year. We did lose Smash as a result of EVO buying it. Nintendo got wind of that and they was like, nope, we're not putting our games there, and they've been separate ever since. Now, in terms of how big this tournament is, we talked about this before, so I won't spend too much time on it, but you have to talk about this being one of the biggest esports events to ever exist. 5,000 people for Street Fighter, 4,000 people for Tekken, and 2,000 for Guilty Gear Strive. You can see the other numbers, but just those 3 alone makes this the biggest esports tournament to ever exist in terms of people entering in. Never before has there been this many people, and EVO is just once again breaking records. Now, in terms of the venue, it's a very interesting change. You have this picture here that was released by EVO, and you can see the main stage, I believe this is, but then you also have all of these areas here, which is the individual consoles where you will play the games. And then back here you have each different section. Like this one says Capcom, Riot, SNK, CY Games, Chipotle Community Lounge, Arc System Works, Warner Bros. Game, Bandai Namco. So this is probably where they'll have the Lydia demo that they were talking about here. They'll have that here. TBA, to be announced. That's interesting. Arcade is then Sony PlayStation, right? But then also what people notice, and I thought this was also hilarious, someone tweeted out Crunchyroll has been defeated, and this has 3,600 likes. Now when I looked in the comment section as to why this was such a, like, one, big thing, but two, even being a thing at all, I guess in the past they had a booth and they used to play loud music and they used to take up a lot of space, and they used to have like DJs and stuff. And also whenever someone was like, hey, can you turn that music down, they used to have the passive aggressive responses. This is just what I'm getting from Twitter. Showing up to a fighting game tournament and be like, yeah, screw those fighting games, check out our anime stuff. Crunchyroll is pretty funny for that. Another thing that was also talked about for the layout of the venues, this person says really happy they're not putting much effort into waste of space, that is the casuals area, and giving us more of what we need, which is the Chipotle Community Lounge. Now Rick, which is one of the people who is helping set up EVO, he says, beyond the hundreds of consoles at the start of the show, the tournament stations become more casual as the show progresses. By day 3, there will be over 1,000 setups in the room available for casual play. Also too, Arslan Ash brought up a very good point. He says Esports World Cup has undoubtedly brought immense hype, money, and excitement to the Tekken scene, which is truly amazing. The competition has been elevated to new heights and the community is buzzing with energy. However, I like to highlight one concern that's been on my mind. We make an existing tournament like EVO a part of the ESWC, it takes away from the excitement of winning the championship title. People become more focused on qualifying for the World Cup than winning the tournament itself, since the prize money and prestige of the World Cup are a game changer. The shift in focus dilutes the significance of winning the championship title, which is a shame. I'm glad EVO isn't a part of the ESWC, or it would likely diminish the hype surrounding the tournaments. And this is also something that I noticed as well. There's many tournaments over the years so far that's been a part of the Esports World Cup, and even though the Esports World Cup is really hype, like they're giving away I believe like $1 million to first place of the overall tournament, that's really hype. But I did notice that the tournaments that they're stopping along the journey, it's kind of getting like, it's not really being about the competition or the tournament itself, like, oh, I won Combo Breaker, oh, I won DreamHack. It's more so like flip notes in the overall tournament for the Esports World Cup. He then goes on to talk about how after he qualified in Dallas, he really kind of like lost motivation the next day and he really didn't need to compete. And he's really just emphasizing how maybe they should like set up some of their own tournaments and not try to incorporate all of the existing tournaments into their tournament arc, because it kind of just like messes up the formula. Basically, the formula that the FGC has that made it so special, the Esports World Cup is kind of tinkering with that. There's another player here who kind of puts the blame on Bandai Namco, and they basically say that we don't know what the final prize pool is for the TWT. Who knows? It could also be $1 million. It could also be just as big as the Esports World Cup. But since we don't know, players are focusing more on the Esports World Cup than the TWT. I mean, both is really cool, but what do you want? Do you want to win the Tekken World Tour, or do you want to win $1 million? So if we knew the prize pool, then that probably wouldn't exist, right? I think Tekken should follow in the footsteps of Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, where they announce beforehand how much money is on the line. Street Fighter said at the start $1 million. Mortal Kombat said at the start, I believe, $100,000. So Tekken should at least announce whatever price they have so players know. Now, lastly, let's talk about the announcements, the reveals. I think it's pretty much confirmed now that they will do a major reveal at EVO. This isn't even speculation. Every year for the past like 8 years, they've done so. They never skip the EVO, and I don't think they will, especially with this many people showing up, with this many eyes on the prize. You also got to talk about after the fact how we're expecting this autumn update. Right after EVO, I believe Lydia drops on the 22nd and the 24th or 25th. And that's going to be the summer update. But immediately after, that's when we're supposed to start hearing things about stories, stuff about Marduk. And I'm pretty sure they will probably have like some balance and other things that they want to discuss as well. So this EVO is going to be pretty big for a few reasons, right? One of the biggest competitive tournaments to ever take place, but also you have incredible announcements and things that's also going to be taking place. So definitely you don't want to miss this. I will be streaming all 3 days of EVO. But besides that, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.